Hey everyone, it's Norm from Tested here at Wonderfest in Louisville, Kentucky, and meeting up once again with a Johnny Five lover, Todd.
Yes,
great
nice to meet
to
you.
see you
Yep.
again. Yes, you and your other Short Circuit super fans have collected Johnny Fives of various scales. I saw Ian last year with a few 1/6 scale ones.
Yeah, I had one last year. We had 4 last year. They were
Four.
all from the first movie, so the Three Stooges and this Johnny Five.
Yes.
This year it's more of a, these guys, the little guys are from Short Circuit 2. The big one is new. That's from the original movie.
Oh my God. So let's talk about the big one. This is what scale?
1/3.
1/3 scale.
scale.
And who was the builder for this?
This is from Titan Ross over at Titanic Toys. He's down in Australia. He is pretty much like the best Johnny Five model you can find. I mean, he has worked with everybody from the guy who designed it, which I cannot remember his name off my hand, with about 5 other people to get every little detail right. Down to this is actually painted in the automotive Mazda color. I think it's called Platinum Emerald.
Wow.
So it actually has a tint of green to it.
Okay.
Which is the same thing they used on set, but it filmed as silver, right? So, and depending on the lighting, it'll change color.
Oh, wow. Wow. And was this a one-off commission that he did?
Yeah. So he has started to go with larger sizes. He started with the 110s and the 16s.
Yeah.
This is his first 1/3 that he kind of out the door, and so he did add a bunch of stuff to it, the sound and lights. But he went overboard because he knew it was coming to Wonderfest. He wanted to make it as accurate to the movie as he could.
And seeing, it's really great to have the comparisons. Not only do you have the variants from Short Circuit 2, but like Morgan Levitt, who did the 1/6 ones.
Yeah, this one,
right?
These are all Morgan Levitts, yeah.
Right? He added functionality, like, magnetically replaceable parts. And
they're all posable. They have arms and the wrists turn, and the heads can turn because everything's magnets. This guy is also the same way. I know he's on magnets.
I was curious. Okay.
Right. You can move the laser. You can post it. You can move his toolbox, his torso, which the little ones don't do, but this torso turns.
Oh wow.
The difference is these tracks don't turn.
Okay.
These tracks you can rotate. Right, so
they
you can
actually articulate.
like stand him up, but he weighs too much, right? Because he's solid resin. So.
Right. And then the making of this kit, because you have lights and there's sound as well, is that right?
Yep.
Can we flip them on
Yeah,
to hear some dialogue?
He has lip lights, so he will talk. Let me find the switch here.
Oh, there are lights on the inside. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
so
there
he
it
has lip
goes.
lights. And then I asked Morgan if he had a motion sensor. So this is a motion sensor, so as people walked by, he says about 50 different things. So he'll say different things. You'll have to get a mic on him.
Yeah. But even just seeing the animation, that's, again, Johnny Five is alive.
Yeah, same things where it's got magnetic eyebrows, so you can make him angry. But all his wrist joints are the same, so he has a shoulder that moves, his wrists move, his hands move. Obviously, when you go larger, you can start adding more details like the lines.
I'm seeing just like the mixed media, having real wires in there,
Right.
which again, all with the aesthetic and actually have some functionality. I'm sure some of the power is going through those as well. Yeah.
Some's decorative, some is actual functional.
Yeah, but even just like the circuitry, you're able to reveal more than in this double scale than the 1/6 version.
The toy version is actually really special because this is if you lift it up, it actually is a 1/1. This toy version is designed, obviously, the toys they made in the second film, the robots were building, or Johnny was building.
Yeah.
This one is going to end up at the Astoria house. So Stephanie's house in Astoria, Oregon, where they filmed for Stephanie.
Yeah.
That's now an Airbnb and a kind of a sci-fi museum. So this is going to that house. It's going to be on display in that house.
Can we pick this up? Is
Yeah.
that something?
Of course.
Can you identify aesthetically what's different? Because I'm sure this is based on a prop then.
Yeah, this is
prop.
based so that you can tell the tracks are different.
Okay.
The back carriage is a little different. You can see, but he did add the hoses on this guy, which you won't see on the smaller ones.
Okay.
So he went a little overboard to kind of get this one to be representative of the toy that was in the movie.
And even the top, like the electronics on the top.
A little bit different.
Yeah, aesthetically.
Yeah, he's posable too.
Wow. Is that prop, has it survived? Has it popped up? Do you know if...
I would imagine there's various versions of it out there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that they made for the film.
But they have to kind of do it off of pictures, watching the film back, you know. But Titan has a ton of resources in the community. The Johnny Five community is kind of getting pretty big, and so he has a ton of people that have pictures or various parts from the film or things like that, so... he's able to really get it into a nice version. So.
Speaking of the community, obviously you guys have done a lot of research, and things have come to light probably over the decades since the films come out. But what are the fun new discoveries about Johnny Five as a character, as a puppet, as a model?
Well, the bigger he gets, the more impressive he looks.
Yeah.
And you get to use a bit more material, so he can use a rubber TPU type on the tracks.
Okay.
And so the bigger, now I want a 1/2 scale, right? So now I want him to build me a 1/2. He's building a 1/2 scale for himself. And then so I'm in a part of a hobby group called Hobby Time Modelers. And we have a Facebook, we have a YouTube channel that we do live streams on. And one of our members from the Maker's Cave, Steve, he has the files. He has a large, massive 3D printer, and he wants to build a full size.
1:1.
Right, 1:1 scale.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait to see. Right, do all the electronics, do everything to it.
Yeah.
These are from Ian, which is at Pit Stain Hobbies. He owns these 3. He has now, I think he owns 6 of them. Right, this will be, I think, 4 for me. So.
Is there a personal favorite look of Johnny Five for you?
I like the classic.
You like the classic?
Yeah, no, the classic original Johnny Five. These are cute, and I like how fun and adaptable they are. I mean, the punk one, and you'll have to get a close up of the punk one, but the amount of changes that they made, or the robot technically made to himself, is great. Is cool. I'm not a fan of the gold one, to be honest. But everybody feels everything, and he's got the whole set now, and so I'm super excited to have him.
Oh, Todd, well, what an incredible acquisition, and great job to
Titan Ross.
From
Titanic
right.
Toys. Yep.
Titanic Toys for what a great build. Todd, thanks so much for sharing.
Glad to be here. Yeah.
And once again, I'm meeting with Gordon, who is one of the co-founders of the Props and Chips members group from Space 1999 specifically on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Gordon, great to see you.
You too, sir.
Now,
great to be here again.
Absolutely. You and your fellow collector, Todd, last year brought an incredible collection of Eagle transporters.
Yes, we had quite the lineup from a scale perspective. Yes.
And it really resonated not only with me checking out those models, but our viewers as well. And this year, you've brought more from your collection.
Well, we obviously brought the 88 back again, but we wanted to change it up. This time the theme was basically laser tanks from the one episode, the Infernal Machine, and then Dragon's Domain, Ultra Probe, and the Ultra Probe command module. But really, tanks is kind of a nice crossover. People love tanks. There's a number of different various scales that we have both collected over the years, and we wanted to present here this year.
And so, like the Eagle collection, is this representative of the range of scales, a range of models and replicas that have been released for collectors over the years?
Absolutely. Not nearly as much scale as the Eagle, but we do have quite the representation. Anything from what is it, the 1/16th scale, 1/25th, 1/35th, 1/48, and 1/72nd.
And all exhibiting this iconic design from the show. Something we talked about last time was why the Eagle was so resonant, and since then, our audience felt the same way. You're hearing that from members and new members that this is...
it's really bizarre. Your show had really opened up the door to, I guess, the idea of it doesn't have to be beloved show. It's really the ship is the star. I think more people actually love the ship more than the show itself. I know that sounds a little negative, but ultimately the ship is very beloved.
It speaks to the timelessness of that design, the era, I think, when the show was released, post-Space Race, it was so different. Didn't need to be like Star Trek or Star Wars, and maybe more like believable, I think we were talking about.
Yes. Well, it was depicted 25 years in the future when the show came out, and it's very NASA Tech-esque, if you will. As you said, the ethos of it. Yeah.
Yes, that kind of NASA punk. Right, what if continue NASA design through the 80s and 90s and into 25 years in the future? We're well past that point now.
Well, Martin Boer, the original builder of the 3 tanks, the 3 variants of the tanks, also wanted to make sure that it followed that same suit, that same theme, especially with this one here with what we call the Eagle Beak tank, because it looks very close to the Eagle, and then we have the bubble top and then the flatbed. And even though they were only shortly shown in that one episode, people love them. They absolutely love them. hopefully we'll see round 2 maybe make a kit. They're coming up with hopefully next year the UFO Shadow Mobile tank at the 1/35th scale. Would love to see a 1/35th scale or maybe even a 1/48th scale set of Space 1999 laser tanks. And there's a real good crossover ability with this.
Do you know if in the original models, when they built it using those tank treads, were those off-the-shelf parts? Do you know if those had...
Just the chassis. The chassis was a 1/25th Chieftain tank, and for all 3 of them. And then Martin kind of incorporated whatever he wanted to in all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing builds, if you ask me.
Does that allow fans and collectors to make their own using those original source parts, or to make these mobile and RC in any way?
Well, so some folks have made these RCs, but I've only seen RCs at the 1/25th scale. I would love to see round 2 produce a RC variant at the 1/35th scale, or even the 1/48th. I've seen Chieftain RC Army tanks at the 1/48th scale, but I haven't seen anybody do a 1999 tank yet. Not RC yet.
Yeah, on the wish list, on the bucket list.
It's on the wish list.
Absolutely, get more members in the group. Yeah. Moving on from tanks, there's, what is this again?
This is the Ultra Probe from Dragon's Domain.
Okay.
Right. Basically, it's a well-beloved ship, kind of 2001-esque, if you will.
Yeah, a little bit like the Discovery, I'm noticing.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a number of ships that were in Space 1999 that have that long Discovery look to it. This is one of them. The Metaprobe was out of the very first episode, was also similar, but I think a lot of folks really are gravitated towards this one more so. And then we have a number of scales of just the command module itself. There are a couple of 3D printed Ultra Probes. There's this one individual, his name is Bill Altenberg. He's amazing with the engineering of making these 3D printed ships. But these are all cast here. 1/24th scale,
wow.
1/48, 1/72nd. I'm not sure what this one is. This one was from Antonio Rigador, I think at the 1/44th scale, but I could be wrong. Anyway, this one's 3D printed. All the rest of these are cast.
I love that there are certain builders in the community who have an affinity maybe for a certain scale, of course, an affinity for a certain model from the show, and they become the experts, the ones who are known for making that one.
Yeah, and this is also another possibility for round 2. I know Jamie was kind of toying around with the idea. I would love to see it, obviously. I think it would be well received by the audience.
Yeah, sounds like you're in communication with the round 2 folks, the model maker, the kit people who make the kits. What's that relationship like with the community? Are you constantly petitioning? Like,
oh yes, constantly. Why do you think we have over 27 products from round 2 of Space 1999 alone?
Wow.
Since 2014.
What's the best way for fans of the show, or people who maybe didn't know they were fans of the design, to help support that endeavor and help convince
just to keep posting their builds on Props and Ships.
Awesome.
We always welcome any kind of artwork and builds that they want to show off on Props and Ships. We have over 14,000 members, and we love showing stuff off.
All right, Gordon,
Absolutely.
is this the breadth of the collection? Is there more back at the home, at the back of the...
From a tank's perspective, this is the breadth, the depth and breadth. Believe it or not, I probably should have brought, I have an actual Martin Bower commission build of the 1/24th.
Yeah.
I probably should have brought it, but I didn't. I knew this one was going to be here, and this one is actually more representative for it. Maybe next year.
Awesome. Well, it'll be a pleasure to see you again next year, Gordon.
Absolutely.
Great to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching that video. I want to tell you about our demerit badges, because we know that being a maker is a lifelong enterprise of trying new things and learning new skills, and it is also about repeatedly messing everything up. And we like to celebrate that, because failure is not just an option, it is intrinsic to the creative process. And to that end, we have 3 new bundles of demerit badges right now on tested-store.com. We've got your Shop Tool Fails demerit badge bundle up here on top. Here in the middle, we have the Everyday Whoops demerit badge bundle. And at the bottom, we've got my favorite, the Shit Happens demerit badge bundle. You can get any one of these bundles, and we are considering offering a bundle of all 24, not those, of all 24 demerit badges we have released, but we're not sure what to call it. You have a suggestion? put it in the comments.